Hey everyone.
What is this music?
I hope you're having a great Halloween. This isn't coming out on Halloween. This isn't coming out near... This might come out near Halloween, but it's not Halloween. It's like a couple weeks ahead of Halloween when you watch this.
We should put it out on Halloween.
I'm not gonna try to arrange the schedule to make that happen. I do not care that much.
Okay.
You were saying? Halloween party princess?
I became the Halloween party princess.
Yeah, you did.
And the tournament of quizzes and riddles just for me began. It looks like I get a medal for each puzzle I get right. If I get a lot, I'm supposed to get a wonderful prize from Grandfather.
Are we actually going to get quizzed on how well we understand the game now?
Okay, here I go. Who should I start with?
I don't think it matters. Start with whomever you like. I'd better think up a killer puzzle while I have the chance.
Maria, didn't you have a quiz book in your bag?
Yeah, but I do. Nah, I'm gonna give Angie a nasty one.
Maria One-chan laughed with an evil smile. Looks like everyone's gonna try and bully me. I'm sure they'll think up some really hard questions.
Don't worry, I'll lend you a hand.
Really?
Of course. After all, I'm the princess's attendant. So let's give it our all together and get a huge pile of medals.
Okay.
Oh, come on now, Angie-sama. Start wherever you want. Goda, I'm ready to challenge you, whenever you please.
Whoa, not so fast. The honor of the first audience with the princess belongs to me. Angie, begin with my challenge.
Okay. I suddenly got tense and my stomach began to feel tight. Then Aunt Ava gently held my hand.
It'll be all right. Let's do this together.
Okay.
Then let us begin, Angie. This is a story about December 25th, Christmas Day.
Christmas? Even though it was October, he suddenly started talking about Christmas. Is he going to ask what day Christmas is?
Is this where all those out-of-context screen caps of Umineko characters and dressed up as Santa comes from?
I have no idea what you're referring to. I know that. It's December 25th. On Christmas Day, a woman looked up at the night sky and spoke. Eventually the night will end and morning will come. Wouldn't it be wonderful if after the sun sinks and... Oh, is this... This is Kinzo talking.
This is Kinzo laying out the riddle.
Sorry.
On Christmas Day, a woman looked up at the night sky and spoke. Eventually the night will end and morning will come. Wouldn't it be wonderful if, after the sun sinks and it becomes night once more, it could be Christmas again? And then the man spoke. Okay, I'll make your dream come true for you. Is such a thing possible?
The day after Christmas is the 26th, the normal day. That's impossible.
Still Christmas even after the sun rises. Oh, I've got it. Sounds like it was almost Christmas.
Huh? How? How can the day after Christmas be Christmas again?
Think about it for yourself, Angie.
Are you? Oh, that's so fucking funny.
Are you?
This is so fucking funny.
Are you?
Wow, thank you, Ryukishi.
On Christmas Day, a woman looked up at the night sky and spoke. Eventually the night will end and morning will come. Wouldn't it be wonderful after the sun sinks and it becomes night once more? It would be Christmas again. The man spoke. Okay, I'll make your dream come true for you. We've already heard from Ava that it's possible, so...
Yeah, I get cross the international date line. Does that do it?
Right? Okay, so let's break it down. It's Christmas Day, and she looks up at the night sky, and eventually the night will end, morning will come. Wouldn't it be wonderful if after the sun sinks and becomes night once more, it could be Christmas again. So... On Christmas Day, she looks up at the night sky. Okay. So this is on the 25th, right?
Mm-hmm.
What? I'm trying to piece together. So it's on the 25th.
Mm-hmm.
So she's looking up at the night sky. So this is in the... Well, I guess we don't know if it's the evening on the 25th or like very early in the morning.
Yeah.
So eventually the night will end and morning will come. Okay. Wouldn't it be wonderful if after the sun sinks and becomes night once more? So after that point, it could be Christmas again. So, if this happens in the morning, right? If she's looking up at the night sky on Christmas Day at like 2 a.m.,
Mm-hmm.
the night will end, morning will come. Wouldn't it be wonderful if after the sun sinks it becomes night once more? It could be Christmas again. It'll still be Christmas. Right? Am I wrong?
That could be it.
Either way, we know it's possible from Ava, so
I'm sticking with cross the international date line.
that works too.
Oh, I see. It is possible.
Yeah, that's right. After all, there are 2 nights in every day.
Okay, you got it.
Come on now. You gotta miss me with this easy stuff here.
Right. December 25th starts at 12 o'clock midnight. Midnight is during the night, so that's the first night. Then morning comes, and when night falls again, it's still the same day until midnight.
Exactly. And both of those nights are nights on Christmas Day.
Am I awesome? Am I awesome?
With a delighted smile, Aunt Ava patted my head.
With a delighted smile, Aunt Ava patted my head vigorously.
Well done, Angie. I tried to make it a hard question, but you solved it like it was nothing.
Congratulations, Angie-sama. Here's a medal for getting the first question right.
Genji-san.
Held out a gold-colored medal. Grandfather smiled at me, urging me to take it.
Sorry, have it.
Thank you.
Keep up the pace. Well, now, that is all for my puzzle. Head over there and ask whomever you choose for a quiz.
It was a heavy, gold-colored medal. If I get a lot of these right, my pocket might burst. I'm going to get so many that I can brag about it to everyone. After bowing to Grandfather, I hurried off with Aunt Ava to where everyone else was gathered. Wow.
I can't
Achievement
believe
get.
I was going back and putting together the edits for the first episode, and I can't believe how confidently I was like, there's no way they're going to start doing multiple choice stuff at this at the last moment. That would have cheapened the narrative. I guess it still isn't because it's like Ava gave us the answer, but still.
What if you get bad end if you don't get enough medals?
God. Okay, here's the thing. If it was going to change the ending that much, I have a feeling our person who has been, making sure that the person who I talked to about like, hey, when do we stop if we want to do some particular things with the ending, would have warned me about it.
Yep.
So, I'm guessing that no matter what we do here, it's gonna be fine. It'll be unique to our playthrough, but it'll be fine. Kinzo, and also we can save before we do these. So, like, what am I worried about? Kinzo watched Angie with a warm gaze.
Did I make it a bit too easy?
No. I think it was just right.
Genji, have I managed to act the part of a good grandpa?
Of course.
Angie is young, and she frequently grows sick and is unable to come to Rokkenjima. She probably won't remember me well.
Young children have their own kind of cruelty. They think of kindness as something they'll naturally receive. And because they think of kindness as only natural, they forget about it quickly.
It's no different from gratitude to one's parents. It'll probably take Angie-sama many years before she understands.
Do you think she will eventually remember that I was a fun grandpa?
Yes, I am certain of it.
Kinzo's expression grew slightly darker. Eventually, even Angie will get older, and she will probably hear how the public at large regards Ushiromiya Kinzo. The Ushiromiya Kinzo known by the public is completely different from the Kinzo who plays with his grandchildren. When she learns, will Angie remember the face of Kinzo the tyrant, known of by the world, or that gently smiling face?
I would hope for her to remember my smile, if possible, but such a thing is probably too much to ask for.
There's no way around it. That's what children are.
Oh, it's you.
Children just eat up kindness, and it never remains in their memories. By the time 12 years have passed, she will surely learn what a bizarre, eccentric Ushiromiya Kinzo was. Your smile is fated to be painted over by that and forgotten.
Most probably. No matter how much I spoil her, my love will not be rewarded.
However, just as it takes a long time to remember what you owe your parents, Angie will surely remember someday. She will remember the smiles you showed her.
Let her forget. One smile from her is the greatest parting gift I could ever take with me when my time comes. This is the essence of unrewarded love.
I guess grandfathers are always unrewarded.
Oh, but I have been rewarded. With Angie's smile just now to look back upon, I could happily pass on in my sleep tonight.
With a lonely laugh, Kinzo spun around, setting his cape fluttering. This was all the love he could offer Angie as a grandfather. Part of him wanted to be remembered, but he knew he mustn't wish for that. That was how unrewarded love worked. Looking at Kinzo's back, Beto stared at Angie's back again.
Angie, even so, is this the right person talking?
Yes.
Please remember it someday. Remember the smile that Kinzo once showed you.
Also, I realized that all of these riddles are being designed for 6-year-olds, so if we can't solve them, that's kind of on us.
It'll be really funny when we miss one. Please dunk in the comments if so. Okay, whose quiz should I take next?
And I'm not gonna save scum any of this. Like we'll take them as they come. If we take the L, we'll hold it, right?
I'm gonna challenge more and more people, get more and more medals for getting them right, and get a wonderful present to show everyone. Uncle Krauss and Aunt Natsuhi are over there. They're looking this way and smiling. I'm sure they've thought up some interesting puzzle. There's Uncle Hideyoshi beckoning for me to come over. He's a fun uncle, so I'm sure he's thought up a fun question. Mom and Dad are across from him. They're waving at me, telling me to have lots of fun. Dad probably knows a lot of really hard questions. He might be tough. Over there's Aunt Rosa and Maria One-chan. It looks like they're reading a quiz book together, searching for a problem. Every now and then, Maria One-chan glances over at me, saying, she can be mean sometimes, so I'm sure her puzzle won't be a nice one.
I think they're giving them to us in ascending order of ease.
Beyond them are Battler Oni-chan, George Oni-chan, and Jessica One-chan. Battler Oni-chan is usually nice, but he sometimes says really mean things, and I think he likes seeing me get confused. I get the feeling that he'll give me a really tough problem.
Okay, so yeah, I do think they're in ascending order of difficulty.
Is there anyone who looks like they won't be mean? If I can, I'd like to start with some easy puzzles to warm me up. All the way over there are Genji-san and Dr. Nanjo. I don't think those two will be mean to me. And then there's Shannon and Cannon. Shannon knows about a lot of quizzes and fairy tales. I'm sure she'll give me something unique. Then we have Goda-san and Kumasawa-san who are serving tea. By the way, we didn't say anything about Cannon. Kumasawa-san must be tough.
Oh, we didn't say anything about Cannon. We just said, oh, Cannon's over there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, I guess that's what I deserve.
I kind of think she'll give me a really confusing problem.
Right, because she's the mystery fan, right?
Mhm.
She's going to be...
It looks like everyone might be pretty tough.
Angie-chan, I got a good one for you. Over here.
Uncle Hideyoshi is calling for me. What should I do? Should I go?
Do you want to try Uncle Hideyoshi first?
Yeah, the order doesn't matter. After all, I'm going to challenge everyone. I rolled up my sleeves and headed towards Uncle Hideyoshi.
Here you are. Mine's a tricky one, okay?
I wonder what sort of question you'll give her. Don't make it too hard, okay?
It's okay if it's hard. I'll solve it.
Oh my god, Tiny Angie being ready to solve puzzles.
Oh, looking pretty confident there. Okay, here it comes.
After clearing his throat, Uncle Hideyoshi started telling his question.
Mine's a riddle. Listen closely now. You know the story of Momotaro, right?
The boy who floated down a river in a peach?
That's right. But you know, one day an apple floated down that river.
An apple?
Yep. And the next day a butternut squash floated down it.
I hate butternut squash.
And then the next day some cabbage floated down it.
Ah.
And the next day a dill pickle did. And the next day an eggplant floated by. And the
Yep.
day after that a fig did.
What a strange tale. Did a greengrocer live upstream or something?
Okay, here's the question. What floated down the river the next day?
Huh?
I've got it. Do you get it, Angie-chan?
I don't get it.
Do you get it? It's not super hard.
I don't yet.
Did you happen to? Okay.
I didn't. Let me see it. Let me see it
Yeah.
once it shows up.
Then I'll give you a hint. There's a pattern to the things that float down the river. Okay, you're just going to tell us. All right. They were in alphabetical order.
Okay.
There's a pattern to the things that float down the river. Can you guess what the pattern is?
What a huge hand.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah, it's alphabetical order.
Yeah, okay.
A grapefruit.
So it's a grapefruit. Apple. Yeah, just I know the answer, and yet I still have to manically double check it. Like I don't want to get this wrong in front of the internet.
It'll be great when we get one wrong. I know. It's a grapefruit.
That's right. It wasn't one of the choices, but green beans would have worked too.
The names all followed the alphabet. Apple was A, butternut squash was B, cabbage was C. It kept going with D, E, and F. So after F comes G. That's why the answer had to be something that started with G. Thanks, Aunt Ava. I got it right, thanks to your hint.
You solved it by yourself, Angie-chan. Incredible.
Yep, nice work. Now here's your medal for getting it right.
Hideyoshi took out a gold-colored medal and placed it on my palm. It felt heavy in my hand. Yeah, this is what victory feels like. I'd better keep it up. Wow.
Damn. I also love how like almost patronizing the "you got a medal" sound is.
Yeah.
It feels like it's kind of mocking the reader almost for being like, "Oh, what? This didn't have enough interactivity for you, huh? Huh?" Be like, "You didn't realize that you were supposed to interact with this game all along by solving the riddles, huh? Huh?"
I've got another medal for Ava's puzzle, but I can't think of any more.
Then maybe I should give Angie-chan a puzzle.
Huh? You will?
Sure. How about a quiz for the princess from her attendant? I've thought of a fun one, so please have a go at it. I mean, it's also a really nice contrast to like what the rest of the game has been, right? Because it's been a series of riddles, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the riddles have all been dressed up in murders that have been of the people closest to, the people playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be kind of hard to step back and realize that, oh, it's just a riddle.
Well, gee, I'm sorry for applying a personal touch. God.
I don't so okay, we're gonna have a discussion later. Aunt Ava smiled brightly.
I want to get as many medals as possible, so of course I want as many chances as I can get. Okay, I'll have a go at it.
That's the spirit. Okay, here it comes. We've talked about how I love to travel, haven't we?
Yeah. You said you like traveling overseas a lot.
That's right. So this will be a puzzle about traveling. Have you heard of the traveling salesman problem? I need you to solve that.
Okay.
There was a traveler in a certain place.
A traveler.
I think I know what puzzle this is going to be. First, the traveler walked... Yeah, okay, I know what puzzle this is. Do you know what puzzle this is?
Maybe.
First, the traveler walked 5 kilometers north.
Should I write this down on a piece of paper?
Don't worry, the puzzle isn't that hard, so listening to it will be enough. The traveler first walked 5 kilometers north, then he walked 5 kilometers to the east, then he walked 5 kilometers to the south.
Okay, I do know this one, but
Yeah.
also I think that the answer is not actually going to be what it says necessarily, if it's the one I think it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 5 kilometers north, 5 kilometers east, 5 kilometers south. You mean like a blocky N?
That's right, so he'd end up at a spot 5 kilometers to the east where he started.
That's what you'd think, right? But incredibly, this traveler ended up in the exact same spot that he started. Is something so mysterious possible?
There's no way. His compass must have gone crazy.
Of course it didn't. Do you know, Angie-chan?
It wasn't because of his compass? Is this a play on words?
No, this is a real quiz. For a hint, why don't you try thinking about a globe? Yeah, okay, so he's at the South Pole. Is
He? There are two answers.
Well, it depends. Are we like, because they walked north, east, then south, and ended up in the same spot, right?
Yeah. You can do the same if you're at a spot, a very particular position, not at the other pole. You can set something up where the motions would get you to the same spot.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So if you're at the other pole, but some specific distance away, such that you cross the pole and end up.
Well, would you still be moving north then? I guess you'd be moving in the same direction. You'd be still moving in the same direction you had been, but it would no longer be north.
Maybe.
Because you're right. You're right. I understand what you're getting at there, but I don't think that would fairly for a 6-year-old count as. Anyway, yes, this is another one that I've heard of before. Because again, these have all been riddles that we've seen in our childhood.
To be fair, this one's correct, even if it is the other answer, because both of the spots it could be are real cold.
This place does exist, but what sort of place is it? Okay,
It's cold.
It's cold. It's very cold. It's dry but cold.
I got it. It's a really cold place. Yeah, it must be incredibly cold there.
Perfect. Angie-chan, you must really be a genius to get something like that at your age.
If you start at the South Pole, then after you go north, going east just draws a circle round the South Pole. So anytime you head south again, that just takes you right back to the South Pole.
I tried to make it an extra hard puzzle, but Angie-chan was just too good.
Congrats, here's another medal for you.
I got a heavy gold-colored medal. All right, I did it. Aunt Ava and I held up our fists in celebration.
Rah! Okay, that's all for our puzzles. Go ask one of the, Oh, no, this is Hideyoshi.
Okay, that's all for our puzzles. Go ask one of the others to give you one.
Okay, thank you, Uncle Hideyoshi.
Your aunt's really clever. With the two of you together, you'll be getting medals right and left.
Yep, that's right.
Oh, no, that
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Let's do our best together, Aunt Ava. I dashed away. Who will I ask next? Uncle Hideyoshi waved goodbye, smiling. I actually don't think you have to cross the pole if it's at the other pole. I think I got it incorrect, because you start by going south, right? No, do you go north?
You start
I don't
by going
remember
north.
how this works.
Yeah,
you can
the
make it
thing
work.
is-
You can make it work.
You can make the same, like, move in 3 right angles thing work, but it wouldn't match up to the cardinal directions, because you'd have to kind of go askance. You have to kind of go, like...
What if I...
It wouldn't match the cardinal directions, is the...
No, I think you can. What if I start down here on the globe? Top's here. Here's where I'm at, somewhere on this ring. I move up to a point where when I go east, I'll end up at a point that when I head back south, I end up at the same point.
So
I think that's
see.
how you do it.
Okay, so what Vivian was showing me was that, like, if you head north... So basically you head north to the point on the globe where heading east would have you circumnavigate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although in this case, I think actually I still have it confused because... Did this start with heading north or south? I've turned myself all around.
It started with heading north.
Okay, yeah.
It started the same. So no, that would work. So then you'd be like... You'd head north, and then after you head north, you'd be at the point on the North Pole where heading east, due east, would mean that you complete you completely walk around the globe.
Yeah.
It would only be 5. So it'd be okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so you'd be at whatever point that heading 1 mile due north would lead you to the latitude that is exactly 1 mile in length.
Well, yeah, I think that was 5 kilometers they were using, but yeah,
Or 5 kilometers.
Point
whatever.
taken. Point taken. Yes. Whatever arbitrary. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yep, I understand you. Hideyoshi and Ava watched as Angie ran off happily, looking for the next quiz.
Even though that kid can wear such a cute smile.
Even though that kid can wear such a cute smile, I will be the one that takes that away from her.
Ava.
Ava hung her head. A single tear sparkled in her eye. Her reaction was only natural considering how she felt, but I wasn't able to see past it and accept her feelings.
It can't be helped. You're as human as anyone else. Humans tend to be more fragile than you think.
Even so, it was my fault. After all, I already had the experience of bringing up a child, right? I should have become her mother. And yet, I let sadness overwhelm me and I didn't do it at all.
It can't be helped, I tell you. Don't think you were the only one at fault. You shouldn't blame yourself so much.
By now, Ava was unable to hold back her sobs. Large tears dripped down her cheeks as she stared at the ground and shook. The sin I've committed. My sadness was no greater than hers, and yet I decided that I was suffering the most, so I didn't accept her feelings. I'm a failure of a mother. I wasn't able to become a mother for her.
That's wrong. You did your best for her. Oh, who's talking?
This is still headed.
No, it's not.
That is wrong. You did your best for her, Ava-ne-san. Kyrie-san. Kyrie and Rudolph were standing behind Ava now. I know the lengths you went to keep the truth from Angie.
You held out well, Aniki. Guess that daughter of ours really has been a pain and clueless about how much you suffered.
After the accident on Rokkenjima, Ava, the only one who left Rokkenjima alive, adopted Angie, the girl who'd been absent and survived. While they would eventually develop a sad and mutually painful relationship, it wasn't like that at first. Ava tried to show affection for Angie, her last remaining blood relative. She tried to become Angie's new mother, even as she fought back the sadness she herself felt. However, Angie wasn't able to accept that kindness, which is what we were shown in the Witch's Tanabata. She lashed out at Ava, the only one who had returned alive, for stealing her parents away from her. Ava, understanding the wounds that this little 6-year-old girl bore, withstood these attacks. She grit her teeth and poured all of her affection onto Angie, affection that went ignored. However, the wounds that Ava herself bore were also extremely deep. She was never rewarded for her sad efforts, and the future in front of her grew dark. Try to show Angie the same affection you once showed George-kun. That was just for my own satisfaction. Angie-chan never felt any of it.
Angie was the one who couldn't accept it. It isn't your fault.
But who could possibly ask that of Angie-chan when she was just 6 years old? I should have held out much, much longer until she could understand my feelings. Ava-ne-san, I want you to believe one thing. We don't blame you in the slightest. Kyrie-san. Thank you so much for suffering so long for Angie's sake. If that kid has a human heart, then I'm sure she'll recognize the affection you showed her someday.
Thank you so much for suffering.
Thanks, Aniki. I'll always be grateful to you.
Isn't that wonderful, Ava? Your efforts haven't gone unnoticed.
So is the point that it's part of the point that, like, I know we that they mentioned this earlier, but like, I guess I hadn't completely internalized it until just thinking, like, the versions of the characters we've been seeing not only have been colored by the fact that they're forgeries, but also have been colored by the fact that these are the public perceptions of the characters.
Without love, it cannot be seen.
Right. So these aren't... So, like, the versions of the characters have been the ones that have largely been informed by the witch hunters' knowledge of their public personas, not how they acted among family. I think that's the part I hadn't really internalized just yet, until kind of that moment. And I'm like, oh, I see.
Oh, hi, how you doing, Angie-sama? If you wish, I, Goda, would be pleased to challenge you. I warn you, though, in the kitchen, I won't lose.
And I, Kumasawa, have a very tricky puzzle for you.
I can't believe Goda gets to say the line.
Yeah. You think I was gonna?
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
It doesn't matter how hard it is. I'm not alone. I'll solve it with Aunt Ava.
Goda and Kumasawa
Offered to challenge me.
Sorry.
I'll have to go up against everyone in the end, so it doesn't matter who comes next. I waited on Ava to hurry up, and she ran toward me.
So we're challenging this pair next. Who will we start with?
Okay, Goda-san.
Oh, very well. As you wish. Here's my puzzle.
I warn you, it's a toughie.
I'll still solve it. I've gotten the knack of it.
You'd better not underestimate Angie-chan, right?
Right.
Oh, my. Well then, being the humble chef that I am, here's a puzzle about food in the kitchen.
We'll fight together this time. If you don't get it, just ask me to lend a hand. I'll give you a hint.
If I get a hint, does that mean I won't get a medal?
It won't affect your medals at all, so feel free to ask away.
Fuck me. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, Aunt Ava, ask button. Okay. Okay.
In a witch's house, there was a magic kitchen. Every day it would serve a freshly made meal for the witch when she returned at the appointed time. One day the witch had to work very late. When she finally got home, all the food greeted her. Welcome home, great witch. I made some vegetable stew for you, said the stew in the pot. Welcome home, great witch. Please quickly dip me in the stew and eat me, said the hard bread. Welcome home, great witch. You must be thirsty. Please drink me right away, said the white wine. Welcome home, great witch. If you eat me, the heat of the day will be wiped away, said the ice cream dessert. Now then, one of these is lying. What is it?
What? Okay, so I must have missed something. Okay, because that...
Okay, one of them is lying. Every day it would serve a freshly made meal.
The stew made itself?
That was the one thing I noticed. It's odd that the stew made itself. The other thing I noticed is, you must be thirsty. Please drink wine. Wine won't help you very much if you're thirsty.
That is true.
That's the other one that I noticed. I don't
but
realize
is that a
quite
lie?
yet.
Since we don't get penalties for asking, let's ask on...
We need a hint because we're pathetic. We can't solve puzzles for 6-year-olds. Yay!
We were going to click it anyway.
Yeah, we were going to click it anyway.
I've got it. The hint here is that the witch got home much later than usual.
What the fuck?
Oh.
What
The ice cream
happens
melted.
when she gets home later than usual?
Think carefully. The food is always freshly made and served at the usual time, right? So what happens when she gets home long after that? The ice cream melts.
Okay,
Because it's a hot day. So yeah, so it's the because the ice cream's been sitting out there for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way that's...
The ice cream. The witch got back really late, so the ice cream would have melted. So she couldn't eat it.
Nicely done. See? Angie-chan is a clever girl, isn't she?
Oh, congratulations, Angie-sama. Very impressive. How quickly you saw through the puzzle that I, Goda, put all my efforts into.
It was totally easy. Aunt Ava's puzzle was harder.
It's a good thing I'm not in the kitchen. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been able to defeat me.
Thank you.
Congratulations. This medal is your prize for answering my question correctly.
Thank you. Okay, that was easy. Now let's take a shot at Kumasawa-san's puzzle.
Now, the other thing I keep wondering about is, like, what puzzles throughout the game are these hints for getting us to think? Because, like, these aren't just puzzles for their own sake, right? Like, I'm maybe one or two of them are. You know, maybe like some of the first ones might have been in order to get us in the mood. But I'm sure that these puzzles have another layer to them.
Maybe. Medal get!
Nice.
Playing my favorite collectathon, Umineko no Naku Koro ni.
100% speedrun.
Yeah.
Looks like I'm up next. Now, let's test Angie-sama with my specially made super hard puzzle. Are you ready?
How hard is it?
You have to wait and see. And now, let the mackerel dessert puzzle begin.
Mackerel dessert?
This is Kumasawa-san we're talking about, so you can bet it'll be a strange one. Be careful.
Okay. Cook was in trouble.
Hey, the cook was in trouble. Dinner had been fully prepared except for the dessert, but he had no ingredients except sabara, mackerel, and leftovers. Then the cook had a flash of inspiration. By changing just a single letter, he can make a grand dessert of those leftovers. Which letter did he change?
Mackerel and Sabara. Except Sabara. Mackerel and
Wait. I've got it. This is really a funny one.
You can
This
make
is really funny.
a grand desert. Oh, that is. Oh, a grand desert. I just. By changing that B into an H.
Yep.
I missed that on my first read through. That's how they get you, huh?
I can solve the puzzles for 6-year-olds.
All right, so let's see what Aunt Ava says about this.
Aunt Ava, do you get it?
She says you have to change one letter, so the answer's probably some sort of word game. Her choice of words is suspicious, to say the least. Try and think of some kind of dessert that you can make by changing a letter in. Oh, I've got it.
Huh? What is it?
Forget changing a whole letter. You only need to change one line. In fact, that pretty much gives you the answer.
Yeah.
I hate how C is B.
Yeah. And D is A. I got it. The letter is B. If you change the B in Sabara to an H, you get Sahara.
That's correct.
The last line said you could make a grand desert out of Sabara. Not dessert.
I figured out a trick in Japanese and English. Am I awesome?
You're so smart, Angie-chan. You deserve a pat on the head.
Haha, I like it when you do that.
Oh, just change a single letter and even mackerel can make a fine dessert. Are you starting to see mackerel's true power?
Oh, the damn forced to serve a joke like that for dessert. I imagine heads will roll.
I wouldn't like it either. I like ice cream for dessert.
But of course. By the way, we shouldn't be worried, should we? What about tonight's dessert?
I can hardly wait to surprise everyone with the mackerel fruit parfait waiting there in the kitchen.
No.
Everyone burst out laughing. Sorry.
Everyone burst out laughing.
I'm so sorry.
For some time after that, I was tormented by the terrifying image of a parfait neatly topped with mackerel chunks.
What a shame. I tried so hard to stop Angie-sama from getting that prize, but she solved my best riddle like it was nothing.
Though she said that, Kumasawa smiled. A gold-colored medal glittered in her wrinkly hand. Angie took it.
Well then, that's all for our puzzles.
Oh, please keep up the pace to get more and more medals and win that splendid prize from the master.
Okay, thank you. I'll keep it up. We did it, Aunt Ava.
Let's keep it up.
We rushed away. Okay, who should we take on next? Medal get!
God damn it.
Seems that all of a sudden, a tiny girl who used to hide and tremble in Kirie-sama's shadow has grown to be so bright and cheery.
Oh, with each fasting family conference, one could feel the growth of these youngsters. After just a few years more, Angie-sama will surely learn of love, of makeup, and eventually grow to become a true lady.
Very true. She grows normally with the passing time, that is.
A cruel fate will force the chick called Angie into a lonely future. If an egg isn't warmed, it won't hatch. The egg she... Calling her an egg, it's just really funny. The egg she is now will not be warmed by anyone, and it will not hatch.
Crack the world's shell.
Crack the world shell has such a different meaning with the Tumblr meaning of the word egg.
Inside that frozen egg, will Angie-sama have no choice but to face an isolated future? An eggshell can always be broken from the inside. A cold shell may be very, very hard, but that doesn't mean it cannot be broken.
Oh, does Angie-sama have the strength to do that, though?
Is she capable of achieving that or not? I hear that question is what this final game is all about.
Perhaps we should have sent her a clearer message. The egg cannot be warmed. Could we not at least strike it from the outside to make it easier to crack?
If a chick without the power to break its own shell is forced outside the egg, it won't be able to withstand the cold winds. Angie-sama will have to find that power and resilience herself.
Oh, but can we not somehow explain that power and resilience to her?
Words mean nothing if they are merely given. They must also be accepted. No matter what we try to give Anji-sama, it will be meaningless unless she accepts it.
You're right. No matter what we try to tell her, it won't matter unless she listens.
We can do nothing but watch over her. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
We could do nothing but pray that Anji-sama chooses a better future for herself.
If Anji-sama does not abandon herself to anger for the sole purpose of distracting herself from her resignation and sadness, if she could just be honest about the one single wish that she truly desires more than anything else, then you can be certain she will make her greatest wish come true.
It's ironic, since the very beginning she's been denying the greatest wish of hers herself.
Laughter brings happiness, and tears bring misfortune. Those who believe will be saved. People have the power to create their own futures by the strength of their emotions.
She could just let her hear those words.
Adler-sama is very strict. He's hoping that Angie will realize about her own power alone. It is not permitting even the words of this nature to be told to her.
Seems we could do nothing but watch over her.
And so let us at least pray. Pray that she grasps the world she desires most with her own hands.
The world she desires most. So what is it that Angie actually wants then?
I don't know.
Because what she's said repeatedly that she wants is to be there with her family.
Mm-hmm.
Which evidently isn't it. Is it that she wants to know that her family loved her?
That could be.
Have you selected me?
Yeah. I'll have to face everyone sooner or later. Right, Aunt Ava?
That's right. Come on, let's have a puzzle. We'll solve it in a flash.
I feel like I must make it a good one.
Genji, you should give her one as well. A tough one.
As you wish. In that case, a tough one it shall be.
Whoa, I'd hoped that Genji-san would give me a simple puzzle, but now he's saying it'll be tough. Scary. But I'll beat both of them. I can't let myself get scared.
I'm a doctor after all, so I'm an ambulance puzzle.
Oh, okay, we already know what this one, without even looking at it, I bet I know what puzzle this is.
Yeah?
As soon as he said ambulance puzzle.
I have no idea what you're referring to.
Okay, so I haven't looked at the screen yet. If it's the same ambulance puzzle I'm thinking of, it's the one where they're bringing someone into the operating room. They're like, I can't operate it on this. They're my son.
That'd be great if it was, but that's not what's on the screen at all.
Oh, okay. It's not that puzzle?
No.
The more emergency happens, the number 9 plus. Got an emergency to you got an ambulance. If ever subtracted from 130, you got a police car. What number goes in the hence the difference between the two cars is half an emergency.
What the fuck? Oh, is this Goro Awase stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. The word emergency happens to sound number 9 twice. So 99. If you add an emergency to blank, you'll get an ambulance. If blank is subtracted from 130, you get a police car. What number goes in the blank? The difference between the two cars is half an emergency.
Okay, so this is just an algebra problem then.
So an emergency, but the half of an if emergency is 99,
Mm-hmm.
if emergency is 99, the difference between two cars is half an emergency. Half an emergency is 44 and a half?
Yeah.
But that means that the two cars are... So if you add But do you see how that's weird adding in the fractional part there?
No. Let's just solve the equation.
Yeah, see, this is what I was...
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
so, I'm sorry, that's what I was trying to tell you, is that having the fractional part there can't be right, because then this...
Yeah, so I get that having a fractional answer can't be right, but we also didn't know that the answer would be fractional until we worked it out there.
No, we
Right?
This is one of those things where just knowing the math means like, no, that can't happen that way.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see it.
I'm so sorry that I can't explain it better than that. Math brain.
Okay.
I'm gonna just, yeah. So yeah, that would mean X would have to be 42.75. So we're missing something here.
Yeah. Well, let's ask Aunt
Let's
Ava.
ask Ava.
The question mark is a number, but emergency is a word. You can't add a number to a word, right?
The part sounds like some kind of word game. After all, QQ means emergency and Q means 9. If you write two 9s together, it looks like 99, doesn't it?
So if you add something to 99, you get an ambulance.
Why does...
Is this, I think this is still Angie.
Why does some...
Oh, hold on. Why does some number added to 99 get you an ambulance? I've got it.
Huh? Really? Hey, what is it?
I'll give you a hint. You've got a big advantage here that most people around the world don't have. And then again, even people from other countries could narrow it down to 2 answers with a little math.
Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, the difference between the two cars is half an emergency, so it's 9.
It's 9, not
The
4.
difference is 9.
The difference is 9.
Okay.
That's what it is. Okay. Okay. Okay, see, now that'll work. That'll work. Okay. Fuck. Man, we made that harder than we needed to. Still, to be fair, using half in this context when it's clearly a math puzzle is very imprecise, and I don't appreciate that. So let's work that out again. So it's going to be 20... God, I hope I'm right, because if I'm wrong, I'm going to feel like such a dumbass now.
20. Emergency sounds like 99, and if you add 20 to that, you get 119. That's the emergency number for ambulances.
And if you subtract 20 from 130, you get 110. That's the emergency number for calling the police.
So glad we got that right. I hope. Sorry about all the math drama.
That's correct. I know a quick talk about this one.
Oh, well done, Angie. What a wise granddaughter I have.
Congratulations. This medal belongs to you.
But what was that about the difference between the two being half an emergency?
Yeah, I guess we didn't really need that part. If you use that hint, you'd make a pretty good guess at the answer even if you forgot what the emergency numbers were.
I see. So we were meant to get to the answer by knowing what the numbers to dial for both of those cars were.
Mm-hmm. But if we didn't, they gave us the backup.
Yeah, okay.
Because no one for the localized U.S. audience, English-speaking world would.
know that, yep.
Huh? At any rate, the gold medal glittering in Nanjo's hand is now mine. Okay, now I'll defeat Genji too and get another one.
Yes, that's the spirit. Let's solve more and more.
My friend here doesn't speak much, but his knowledge is quite extensive. Even I cannot wait to see what sort of puzzle he whips up.
Now then, Angie-sama, prepare yourself. The puzzle starts now.
I've never heard anyone say prepare yourself like that when giving a quiz.
The puzzle is knives.
I started to get so tense that my stomach began to hurt.
It'll be okay. Hang in there.
Aunt Ava gripped my hand firmly and my stomachache got a little better.
Angie-sama, have you learned division?
Yeah, I learned it in cram school.
Incredible. A 6-year-old who knows division.
Then there should be no problems. Here it comes.
This is bad. I did learn division, but I'm not very good at it.
We have lit a candle 5 centimeters in length. Every hour, half of that candle's remaining length is burned away. When its length is 1 centimeter or less, the flame will disappear. 3 hours later, the flame had disappeared. But what was the length of the candle at that time? Okay, so start at 5 centimeters and when it gets down to 1. All right, well that was easy. So glad you're faster at that than I am. Ava, we need help though.
Half its remaining length burns away each hour, right? After the first hour, it's burned down by half of 5 centimeters. During the next hour, it burns down half of that remaining length.
And during the third hour, it burns down half of that remaining length again.
I can't really do it without a calculator. Do you know the answer, Anteva?
I've got it. This is a pretty mean puzzle.
Why is it mean?
This has nothing to do with division. Read through the puzzle again carefully.
What the fuck? What was it again?
Oh, fuck me. What was the length of the candle when the candle disappears? It's 1 centimeter.
What? When it... Oh, at the time that the flame disappeared.
It has nothing to do with division. Wow, we over fucking thought that so hard.
At that time is incredibly vague.
Yes, because it's not 3 hours later on the dot. It's... it's 3 hours later, the flame had already disappeared. Not the flame disappeared at 3 hours.
Mm-hmm. But at that time could be asking at 3 hours later or at the time the flame disappeared, which are two different times.
10 millimeters is a centimeter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After 1 hour, the 5 centimeters becomes 2.5 centimeters. And in the next hour, that becomes 1.25 centimeters. And in the next hour, that becomes 0.625 centimeters.
Angie-chan, you don't need to use math. Make sure you remember the problem clearly. How long is the candle when it burns out?
Ah, that was a close one. The candle goes out when it's 1 centimeter long, so the rest doesn't matter. The flame on this candle dies when the candle is 1 centimeter in length. In other words, it can never get shorter than 1 centimeter. So oh, that's why. Because once the flame goes out, it stops burning.
Yeah.
And stops getting smaller. Okay, never mind. So it's not ambiguous at all.
Yeah.
I was wrong when I said it was ambiguous what time it was asking about. It doesn't matter what time it is. So the right answer is the fifth choice, about 10 millimeters.
Well, rather, the time was there to mislead you into overthinking it into a division problem. That's right.
You are correct.
Oh, splendidly done, Angie. How clever of you not to be misled.
Thank goodness we had Ava to back us up.
I didn't even need division. I almost got tricked.
You were pretty mean there, Genji-san. You even asked her if she could do division first. That was a trap, right?
Correct. My humble apologies.
This is Kinzo.
Ha 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 ha. After all, Genji-san is the sort who can trick you without changing his expression in the slightest.
Congratulations, Angie-sama. This medal is proof that you've correctly solved my puzzle.
Thanks. I got another medal, Anteva.
Nice going.
I'll get lots more. I'll get a ton, and then Grandfather will give me a great prize.
Indeed. Give it all you've got, my granddaughter.
Good luck, son. I'm rooting for you.
There must be others waiting for you. Perhaps you ought to search for the next challenge.
Okay, thank you. I'll try even harder now. We dashed away. There are still many people waiting to give me puzzles. I have tons of chances to get medals. Okay, who should I challenge next? Medal get.
Metal get. God, I feel bad about that one too. Especially considering this is Umineko of all things. The thing where the whole the whole like trick of the game is trapping you within your presuppositions.
This is amusing because they're giving us the tutorial level at the end of the game.
I know! After Angie and Ava left, Battler, who had been watching their progress, came over. Oh, how is Angie doing?
Oh, Battler. I'm not certain, but she does seem to be enjoying herself.
I heard your puzzle, Genji said. Even I was almost taken back there.
You honor me.
Still, it's not quite what I would have expected. Who would have thought you'd give a trick question like that? I figured you'd make a straightforward, simple puzzle.
Ha 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 ha. You might expect such a thing from him, silent as he is, but he is much more of a schemer than he appears.
Very true. If you play...
He even fools me from time to time. He'll trick me right to my face with that stern, serious expression of his. He has always been like that. And yet, despite the numerous occasions on which he has fooled me in the past, I keep on getting tricked.
Oh, come to think of it, what sort of relationship do you and Genji-san have? For just an instant, Kinzo glared at Genji's face. Apparently, he didn't plan on touching on this subject if Genji had any objections. However, Genji spoke as though there was no point in hiding it any longer.
I knew the master once in Taiwan.
Knew me, he says. We were partners in crime, you might say. The two of us were both prodigal sons of rich families, a pair of ruffians who caused their parents nothing but trouble.
Oh, Genji-san, a prodigal son. That's a surprise. So Genji-san also moved to Taiwan where he met grandfather?
No, I'm a native of Taiwan. He was a man who hated losing. When we first met, we fought all the time. Once we hit it off, we became the best of friends. There was a lot of disorder and conflict after the war. The master's the one who saved me during that chaotic period. If I spent the rest of my life trying to repay that debt, it would not be enough to pay it back in full. Don't say that, my friend. If only I had been a little more persuasive, I might have been able to bring your family back with us as well. Because I was so inadequate, I was unable to save anyone but you.
I don't know much about the details of Taiwan's history, but apparently there was still a lot of chaos there even after the war ended and Japan pulled out. Kinzo, predicting this chaos before it happened, worked out a way for Genji and his family to escape. However, Genji's family possessed great wealth in Taiwan. They were unable to abandon it, and they decided to remain there. His wealth had been built up thanks to their close relationship with the Japanese-run government of Taiwan. The new regime after the war wasn't likely to welcome them with open arms. Much mayhem and confusion followed, and Genji was the only one who escaped harm. I don't know what happened to make this man, who Kinzo just called a troublesome prodigal son, change so drastically to become the person he is today. It was a story of friendship between the two of them, and there could hardly be any point in an unrelated person sifting through history books to interpret it however they pleased. They had been good friends since long ago, and they owed each other their lives. And though the troubled times tells them about, their friendship held firm for decades. Genji's role is now that of the butler, but when they were alone in the study, they sometimes share a drink and think back on the days of their youth. And they're still that way today.
Leaving Kinzo and Genji to reminisce, Battler walked off on his own. It would be rude to ask for any more detail, and he didn't need to know. Kinzo and Genji had been friends since long, long ago. That was something he already knew. Calling out a very particular group of people there. What do you think? Do you want to challenge Aunt Natsuhi and Uncle Krauss next?
Yeah. Let's beat them.
Very well. We'll play along.
The two of us have prepared some formidable puzzles for you.
Should I go first? Or you?
I will start.
Very well.
Listen closely to what I'm about to say. White, black, white, question mark, black, white, black, white. Huh? White, black, huh? I'll say it once more. White, black, white, question mark, black, white, black, white. What does the question mark stand for?
What? What?
I don't know. Let's see what the thing it gives us. This is a really hard one. White, black, white, question mark. Black, white, white. It looks like the white and black are alternating, but the question mark is between a white and a black. Is it gray? Is it that easy?
This is a surprisingly hard one coming from you, Natsuhine-san.
Aunt Ava was groaning. Apparently this one's really tough. Is it really so hard?
There's a chance that some people won't understand. If they haven't had the right experiences, that is.
Ava-san aside, I think Angie-chan would have seen it a lot at school and kindergarten.
What the heck? I don't have a clue.
Is it a problem that I could get easier than Aunt Ava? It's hard.
It's not a pattern recognition. And they're little flags, huh?
What the fuck is this supposed to be?
Okay, I'm not gonna pretend to know this one, because it's not about a pattern recognition. Like, the first thing that that came to my mind is that what she's describing is like she's reading spaces off a chessboard, like you would left to right and then down a row, which would cause some duplication. But they're displaying it with flags.
I don't know that the flags mean a thing.
I think it's black. I'm pretty sure it's black, but let's ask Aunt Ava.
What's black and white and red all over? It's a newspaper and it's C, red.
The hint for this one is probably what Natsuhi-san said about something you might see in a school or kindergarten. Do you know what it is, Anji-chan?
No, I'm stuck.
See, even Anji-chan says she's stuck. Give her at least a little hint.
Ah, see, then a hint. They may be different colors, but you got a beautiful sound no matter which you push.
Keys on a keyboard. Fuck. All right. A beautiful sound? Are these black and white things something that makes sounds?
Black and white things that make a sound when you push them.
All right. Okay, so I was on the right idea that it's not an alternating pattern. It's just reading off something like you would.
But it's white.
But it's going to be white because it's keys on the keyboard. Right? Because it's the... Yeah, it's white.
That black and white thing is a keyboard. Like a piano.
Oh, is that it? It's a keyboard?
Something that can be found in kindergartens and schools, which is covered with a line of white and black things. It's an instrument, like a keyboard on a piano or a melodica.
Or a guitar.
The first two black keys are between do, re, and mi. The set of three black keys are between fa, sol, la, and ti. I don't know who's talking.
It started with white, black, question mark, black. So three white ones are do, re, and mi.
There is no black key between mi and fa. So fa comes right after mi.
And since the question mark comes after mi, the right answer is fa. In other words,
the right answer is white. Correct. I thought it might have been a bit too hard, but you did well.
Splendidly done, you two. Go ahead, Natsuhi.
Congratulations, Anji-chan. Here's my medal for you. All right. Aunt Ava, I got another one.
Things are moving along nicely. Next up is Nissan's puzzle. Let's solve it in a flash and teach him a lesson, okay? Woo! Medals!
So many medals.
So 400 medals.
How interesting. Looks like it's time you were taught a lesson.
Stop it, Aunt Ava. Don't make him mad. You'll make the puzzle harder.
If there's anyone you have to blame, it's Eva. Now take this brain twister. Here's a puzzle about the tenants of a skyscraper I've invested in. Once upon a time, there was a 7-story skyscraper. The following companies were located on the following floors. Okamura Securities Company Limited was located on the 7th floor. Iwamura Realty Company Limited was located on the 6th floor, and Tamura Transport Company Limited was located on the 5th floor. Now then, Murakoshi Publishing Company Limited was located on the blanked floor. What goes in the blank?
Interesting.
Okay, so that's not it.
So that's interesting. Why are they all Mura? Okamura, Iwamura, Tamura.
Oka, Iwa, Ta. Are those number? I don't.
They're not.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know. Yeah.
Murakoshi.
Murakoshi. Oka was on the 7th. Iwa on the 6th. Ta on the 5th. I like how it's all very intense all of a sudden.
Is it going to be the first? Is it something about like Okamura being 3 more long, Iwa the Oka? and Iwamura, the Iwa being 2, and Tamura being 1 for ta. So Murakoshi. But is that a long O? Fuck.
It's hard to know, right?
I feel like the answer is gonna be 1, and I feel like it's gonna be about that 1 or 2. But let's ask. Let's ask Ava. Let's beg for help. I don't know anything about the skyscrapers, so there's no way I could know. I know it's in floors 5 and above, so the answer must be somewhere between floor 1 and floor 4. There's no doubt about that.
Do you give up? I won't give up, Key. So you're saying that Murakoshi Publishing Company Limited is on this floor X? Not floor X. Not floor X. The blank floor.
Wait, blanks? Oh, so it has to be 4th.
Oh. Mother. Yep.
Oh, god damn it. I was overthinking this so fucking hard.
It's because the intense music got...
Yeah.
Man. Even knowing to be aware of Umineko puzzles, we still let ourselves get tricked by this. I feel almost like we're kind of failing Ryukishi in this way, because it's like you spent the entire game trying to get us to stop, falling into these traps, and then you give us the most basic puzzles at the end, and we still fall for it. It's the same either way, isn't it? Oh. Aunt Eva suddenly stumbled on something.
Then she started counting on her fingers, starting from the first floor.
I've got it, Angie-chan. Try saying them aloud, starting from the first floor. There's only one that fits.
Huh? What do you mean?
4th floor.
Yeah, they are actually on the 2th floor.
Son of a bitch!
The 4th floor.
Meh.
Well done! You've got it! From floor 1 to floor 4, there's only one floor that ends in and that's the 4th floor.
Yeah, the 4th floor fits, but the other ones are the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd floors.
Nicely done. Even I didn't figure that out until I had the answer given to me.
Apparently, Uncle Krauss once had this puzzle shown to him, and he wasn't able to answer it right. He looked a bit downcast to see a kid like me solve it. For some reason, he looked even more mortified to see that Ava had solved it. How strange.
Come on now. Let's see that medal.
This medal is a mark of Angie-chan's intelligence. I mustn't let you have it, Ava.
Sore loser.
Thank you, Uncle Krauss. Am I incredible?
Very much so. You're a more flexible thinker than your uncle. I am proud to have you as a niece.
God damn it.
That's all for our puzzles.
I do so hope you enjoyed them.
I did. Thank you, Aunt Natsuhi and Uncle Krauss.
I hope you can enjoy all the tricky questions without worrying about your medal count too much.
We all hope that this becomes a wonderful night just for you.
We really are enjoying ourselves.
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun. Krauss and Natsuhi smiled at them as
they dashed away.
Oh, it's you, Natsuhi. How did your puzzles go? We did the best we could, but I'm not sure how much they enjoyed them.
On the other side of the room, Angie and Ava were counting the medals they had gathered so far. Angie and Ava. It was such an unexpected pairing, but they looked like they were having a great time.
A future parent and child, unrelated by blood. Watching them like this, they look just like a normal parent and child.
That weigh on you a lot, huh, Natsuhi?
Yes, they do. Bonds between people are nurtured by the heart. Ties of blood do not bond as strongly.
After saying this, Natsuhi bit back to her own words and stared at the floor.
I got the voices backwards.
That's fine.
What's wrong? I was just surprised that I would dare to say such words. You don't need to worry about me. Because I rejected you, you met a painful fate in so many worlds. All that is my responsibility. I understand how you felt. Unable to become pregnant, you were forced to feel shame for many years. In that situation, any woman would be shocked if they were handed a baby whose parentage they didn't even know, and then told to adopt them. That was no reason for me to push you off a cliff. True, you will have to carry that cross for the rest of your life. Yes, I am prepared to do so. In that case, the suffering you must endure will come from the cross you bear, not from me. You don't despise me? Don't make that dejected face. No, perhaps it's the other way around. As long as you continue making that dejected face, I will feel no desire to punish you. As long as you continue to carry that cross, I will feel no desire to hate you. Do you mean that you don't hate me? To tell the truth, I did hate you. I hated your guts. I hated you so much, I wanted to hang up a pillow with your picture on it and use it as a punching bag. But as I watched you, that feeling faded away. You regretted and lamented, and I'm sure you'll never forget that feeling for as long as you live. How could I forget? After all, I'm a murderer. Your cross is a heavy one, doubtless. I can feel compassion for you now. I'm serious. After all, Kinzo was the one at fault, right? It's his fault for having an illegitimate child in the first place. And the way he forced that child on you was even worse. He should at least have been able to avoid hurting you by saying, "Please take care of this poor child," instead of, "You can't give birth, so adopt this kid." Man, that Kinzo. I no longer hate you. Doesn't that make the cross you bear feel any lighter? No, I still don't know how I can make up for what I did to you. Then let's do it this way. Hold out your arms. Huh? Like this?
As Natsuhi spread her arms uncertainly, Beato leapt forward and hugged her tight.
This is a little... I'll never say this again, so let me say it once. After all, I never had a chance to meet my mother.
Still hugging Natsuhi, Beato spoke in a whisper. She spoke those words that she would certainly never say again.
Thank you for worrying so much for my sake. But I really don't hate you anymore. Please believe that, Mother. Beatrice. We're really just going around trying to wrap up everyone's regrets and loose ends in a speedrun mode while some kid is doing a quiz in the background.
I feel ashamed at how many of these we've had to rely on the hints for.
That's fine.
You think?
Yeah, they wouldn't be there if we weren't allowed to take advantage of them.
All right. All right.
Smash that like, comment and subscribe.